Today, on American University Television, NBC moderator Chuck Todd visits the School of Communications. The Newseum is approaching its close in the district.
A D.C. inmate is released with the help of Kim Kardashian, and protesters gather for the anniversary of the Brett Kavanaugh confirmation.
Those stories and more start now. I'm Lana Green.
And I'm Leanna Faulk, and ATV News starts now.
American University students and AU Center for Diversity and Inclusion protested in front of the Supreme Court as justices heard oral arguments for 3 cases involving employer discrimination in the LGBTQ community on Tuesday. The plaintiffs of 3 discrimination cases argued that their firings were illegal under Title VII of the 1964 Civil Rights Act. Plaintiffs claim that firing someone because they're gay or transgender is a form of sex discrimination. American University freshman student said the atmosphere was really fun and inspiring with people fighting for civil rights. Her classmate said she felt very empowered seeing everyone stick together and fight for equal treatment. Now to Robyn Walters with news on Brett Kavanaugh's Supreme Court position.
On Sunday the 6th, hundreds of people gathered outside of the Supreme Court building to protest 1 year since Brett Kavanaugh was appointed a Supreme Court justice. The Reclaim the Court protest featured a number of speakers ranging from activists, sexual assault survivors, and congressional members, one of the most important being Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley from Massachusetts. Before being appointed a justice, Kavanaugh faced a large amount of public scrutiny after Dr. Christine Blasey Ford came forward with allegations that he sexually assaulted her in the 1980s. Both Ford and Kavanaugh spoke in a congressional hearing to determine if the accusations were true. In the end, the committee voted in favor of Kavanaugh, and after being approved by Congress, he was appointed to the court. Millions took to the streets and to social media to express their anger at the appointment. On September 17, 2019, 1 year after Kavanaugh denied any sexual assault accusations, Pressley filed House of Representatives Resolution 560 to decide whether or not the House should launch an impeachment inquiry of Kavanaugh. The resolution is a result of several women coming forward with new sexual assault accusations against Kavanaugh. Pressley, a survivor of rape and sexual assault herself, says that she will not stop protesting and fighting for impeachment until there is an actual investigation into the accusations and the survivors receive justice. Resolution 560 is currently under review by the House Committee on Rules. I'm Robyn Walters for ATV News. Back to you, Leanna.
A Washington, D.C. inmate who received the support of reality TV star Kim Kardashian West was released from prison on Monday. 39-year-old Mamalu Stewart was met with hugs and tears by his friends and family outside of the Central Detention Center after serving more than 23 years in prison. Judge Robert Salerno suspended Stewart's sentence last Friday to time served plus 3 days after Kim Kardashian advocated for him in a letter sent to Judge Salerno in August. I have no doubt that if his petition is granted, that Mamalu would be an asset to his community rather than a threat to public safety, she wrote in a letter obtained by the Post. According to the Washington Post, Stewart and his co-defendant Kareem McCraney were convicted and sentenced to life in prison for the 1997 shooting death of Mark Roseburg. While in prison, Stewart received his GED and earned credits through Georgetown University's Prison Scholars Program. He met Kardashian West in July when she went to the prison to learn more about the program. Stewart celebrated his release by sharing several photos and videos to an Instagram account believed to belong to him. Finally free. I am humbled by the experience and grateful to our creator, read a caption on one of his posts. Now to Jackie Lamb with updates on the Newseum's closure.
The Newseum announced its closing permanently on December 31st of this year. The museum originally opened more than 11 years ago. Throughout its history, the museum's exhibits have showcased significant events in the history of journalism with a focus on the freedom of the press. Professorial lecturer at AU, Margaret Suska, described the Newseum as a bricks-and-mortar reminder of the power of the First Amendment, not just for the press, but for the average American too. Suska continued to say it feels somehow worse that it's closing now, at a time when we need its historical lessons and contemporary dialogue more than ever. When AU Business Administration major Sivan Menashe visited the Newseum, one of her favorite exhibits was the Berlin Wall Gallery. Menashe said that, as someone who was born after the ending of the Cold War and the collapse of the USSR, she enjoyed learning about the media coverage that took place during this time period. Menashe said that she is sad to see the Newseum close, adding that we need an educational source such as the Newseum to teach us about the positive side of the media. The announcement of the Newseum's closing came in a press release on the Newseum's website on October 1st of this year. The press release stated that the privately funded museum was closing due to a history of financial difficulties. The press release also revealed that the Newseum building was sold to Johns Hopkins University. For anyone planning on visiting the Newseum before its closing, the Newseum is now offering a 15% discount for all adult, youth, and senior tickets. Current Newseum exhibits include a display of Pulitzer Prize-winning editorial cartoons, an NBC News interactive newsroom, and an exhibit about Comedy Central's The Daily Show. I'm Jackie Lamb with ATV News. Back to you, Lana.
American University's Kennedy Political Union hosted NBC moderator Chuck Todd at the School of Communications Theater on Thursday. The Meet the Press host spoke to students about the current state of journalism since 2016 and the future of social media as a news source.
That's our biggest problem. Our credibility problem is because one side does nothing but raise credibility questions about the press. It's not been helpful, and I think we didn't fight back for 20 years on this stuff, and we're in the situation we're in.
Todd also addressed the intricacies of the Iowa election in 2020. Todd stated that he does not like social media as a news source because it promotes an echo chamber, but it is likely to be regulated in the future.
Jane Fonda was arrested while protesting in Washington, D.C. The actress was arrested Friday on the Capitol while protesting with the group Oil Change International over climate change. A spokesperson for the Capitol Police released a statement to The Hollywood Reporter saying, "Today, the United States Capitol Police arrested 16 individuals for unlawfully demonstrating on the east front of the U.S. Capitol. The individuals among Fonda were charged with crowding, obstructing, or incommoding." Video of the 81-year-old being placed in handcuffs and escorted into a police car circulated online. Fonda has been a political activist for decades and has spoken out about her fight over the climate crisis. The Academy Award winner posted a message to her own website Thursday saying, "I can no longer stand by and let our elected officials ignore and even worse empower the industries that are destroying our planet for profit. We cannot continue to stand for this." She posted on her website that she would be protesting on the Capitol every Friday, calling the demonstrations Fire Drill Fridays. In her post, the actress also wrote, "I've moved to Washington, D.C. to be closer to the epicenter of the fight for our climate."
I'm Pokryska with your AU Sports Report. The men's soccer team's struggles continued this weekend as the team fell to the Boston University Terriers by a score of 2-1. Forward Matt McDonald scored both goals for the Terriers, including the second-half game winner. Oscar McConnell scored the Eagles' lone goal. With the loss, the team has just one win in their first 11 games of the season and sits in 7th in the Patriot League. The field hockey team won their 4th straight game this weekend, defeating Holy Cross 2-3. Freshman Charlene Boshoff's first career goal late in the 4th quarter proved to be the game winner. The team's strong defense has been solid, as the team has not surrendered more than 2 goals in a game this season. The team is now undefeated in Patriot League play and 7-4 overall. They'll try to continue their run when they take on VCU on Sunday for their annual Pink Out game. Finally, the women's soccer team beat the University of Maryland Baltimore County in a double overtime thriller this Wednesday. The lone goal of the game was scored by sophomore midfielder Juliana Sailing. With the win, the team rose to a record of 5 wins, 6 losses, and 2 ties. The team will look to improve their conference record when they take on Lafayette on Saturday. With your AU Sports Report, I'm Pokryska.
Thank you for watching American University Television. Stay up to date with the latest news on American University's campus by following us at AU ATV News. I'm Lana Green.
And I'm Leanna Faulk. See you next time.